Now, in determining the number of blocks that you need for that building project that you're about to embark on, this is how you do it using Agees Block Estimator. Agees Block Estimator is an app, a mobile app that helps you determine the total number of blocks that you need to construct a particular building project, and it also helps you to determine the volume of mortar that you need to lay the entire blocks. It helps you determine the number of bags of cement that you need to lay the entire blocks, and it also helps you determine the number of trips of single tripper, the number of trucks that you need, the number of trucks of sand that you need to that you need to buy to be able to lay the entire blocks you need for that project. So without wasting much time, let's go straight to how you do that. So when you open the Agees Block Estimator, from this splash screen, it brings you to this page where you choose whether to use imperial or metrics. Now, how do you know that? When your plan is provided or produced by an architect or whoever is producing the plan for you, usually the plans are produced in certain units. It could be in feet, it could be in millimeters. Now, if the plan is produced in feet, then it means that you click on imperial. But if it is produced in millimeters, then you click on metrics. So because the illustration that we're going to do on this video is going to be a plan produced in metrics, and so in that case we'll click on metrics. Now when you click on metrics, it brings you to this page where you input the parameters that you need to determine the number of blocks for that project. Now when you look closely, the first line you have there is length of building. Then the next is width of building. Then below that you have total length of rooms. Then the next is total width of rooms. Then the other one is total length of bathrooms, total width of bathrooms, and so on and so forth. So we are going to pick a typical plan, and then we'll use it to determine the number of blocks needed to construct that particular plan. Now, I need you to take note of this. Agees Block Estimator, for instance, you are dealing with a single flat or apartment like we have here. We are going to consider we have room 1 here, we have room 2 here, we have the kitchen, then we have the dining, then we have the living room, and then we have this lobby here, and then we have the terrace. Then we also have the guest bathroom. We have the bathroom attached to room 1. Then we have bathroom attached to room 2. And here we have the store, or you can call it the pantry, which is attached to the kitchen. Now, according to Agees Block Estimator, based on the parameters that are needed, we are going to extract those parameters from this plan. So how do we do that? First, we have first parameter we need to get is the length of the building. Now the length of the building, if you look, just as you can see on this drawing, we have one length from the edge of the guest bathroom to the other end of the wall. We have 10,200 mm. And then on this other side, on the right hand side, we have from the edge of this terrace to the end of this building 11,100 mm. So how do you now determine the length of the building? In this case, we do it in two ways. Standard building plans come with certain information as we have here: plot area and building area. This information is either attached to the plan or attached to the building layout. So if we want to now determine the length of this building, we are going to do it in two ways. One is we take this value 10,200, add it to this 11,100 and divide it by 2. So with that, you will have the mean length of this building. On the other hand, if you want to determine the length of the building, just take this area and divide it by this width, which is 9,150. And when you do that, you will get the length of the building. So in this illustration that we're going to do, we are going to use the mean length, which is the summation of 10,200 and 11,100 divided by 2, and that will give us 10,650 mm as the length of the building. Then the width of the building, that is clearly spelled out, which is 9,150. Then the next parameter we need is the total length of the rooms. Now we have room 1 measuring 3,600 by 3,000. So in this case, the length here is 3,600. Then room 2 also, you have 3,600 by 3,000. In this case, for room 2, the length there is 3,600. Now we are going to consider the dining also as a room. So that's because according to Agees Block Estimator, we have decided not to have the have too many parameters so that it will be easy for everyone to use it. So that it will be easy for both professionals and even non-professionals to be able to use it. For both professionals and homeowners or those who want to embark on a building project, that is client in this case, they can also make use of this app. So we are going to consider the dining as another room. So in this case, the length in here is 3,750 and the width is 2,550 mm. And then when we do this, considering the rooms, the total length of room here is 3,600 for room 1 plus 3,600 for room 2 plus 3,750 of dining, and we are going to also consider the terrace as a room. And so here we have the length of the terrace is going to be 2,550 plus we have 300 here and 300 here. Adding it together will give us 3,150 mm. So when you sum the 3,600 of the rooms each together with 3,750 of the dining, and then you add the 3,100 of the terrace to it, you are going to have the total length of rooms as 14,100. Now the next is to determine the total width of the rooms. So you have 3,000 for room 1 plus 3,000 for room 2 plus 2,550 for dining plus 1,800 for the terrace area, and then that gives us 10,350. Then with that we have gotten the total length of rooms and then the total width of rooms. The next is the total length of bathrooms. Now in this case we are going to have, how many bathrooms we have here? We have the guest bathroom, we have bathroom 1, bathroom 2, and then we're also going to consider the store as a bathroom considering the size. So we'll consider this also as a bathroom. So in this case, what are the lengths all put together? We have 2,400 here, 2,400 here, 2,400 here, and 1,650 here. So when you sum all those values together, it will give you 8,850 mm. Then the next is to determine the total width of the bathroom. So the total width of bathroom, here you have 1,200, 1,200, 900 here, and another 1,200 here. And when you sum these values together, it's going to give us 4,500 mm. Then the next is the kitchen. We determine the length and the width of the kitchen. So the kitchen length here is 3,750, while the width of the kitchen is 3,000 mm. So we take note of that. Now we have to now determine the next thing with this. If you just as you can see closely, you discover that we have been able to determine all the rooms, the kitchen, the dining, the terrace, and all the bathrooms. So with that, or by determining all those, the living room has been taken care of. The lobby area has been taken care of. All those areas, they have been taken care of. And so these areas I mentioned here, the rooms, the dining, the kitchen, the terrace, the bathrooms, these are the areas that we need for us to get the total blocks, the total number of blocks for that building. So without wasting much time, the next parameter we need here is the building height. Now the building height is a combination of the height of block work from foundation level up to the damp proof course, which we also call the DPC. So from the foundation to the damp proof course is usually about 3 courses of block work, and that gives you 675 mm. And then from the damp proof course level up to the roof level is a standard height of 3 meters. And so in this case, we don't want to break them. So what you do, we do a summation. Let's do a summation of the block work from the foundation to damp proof course and damp proof course to the roof level, which will give us a total of 3,000 plus 675 mm, and that will give us 3,675 mm as the total height of the building. As the total height of the building, I mean the total height of the block work that we're going to construct. And so with that, we have been able to get the building height, and these are the parameters that we need to help us do our calculation. So let's go back to the app and then feed in this information. So you come here, the length of building is 10,650. The width of the building is 9,150. The total length of the building is 14,100. The total width, total length of the rooms is 14,100. Total width of the room is 10,350. Total length of bathrooms is 8,850. Total width of bathroom is 4,500. Then the total length of kitchen is 3,750. Total width of kitchen is 3,000. Here you have the total height of wall as 3,675. Now the next information we need here is the total number of doors and the total number of windows. Now how do we determine that? Let's go back to the plan. Here on the plan you have different areas, different kind of doors. Now how do you now know or extract these doors from the building? We have the standard door width as 900 mm. 900 mm. And then the width for your bathrooms 750 mm. Here we have the width of the living room, the width of the door leading to the living room, which is the width of the main door of the building, as 1,200. So you can see that we have varying door widths, but there is a way we can determine the number of doors or the number of standard door width that we need for this building. Now, how do you do that? The first thing we do is we consider the standard doors. Now, these are the doors leading to the rooms, which is one here, two, and then you have one leading to the kitchen, three, you have another one here which leads you out there to the balcony, which is 4. Then you have another one here which connects your dining to the lobby. That's 5. Now you have 5 standard doors. Now you take note of that. Then we now, after taking care of that, we now go to consider other doors. We have one door here, that's 750. We have 750 here, 750 here, 750 here. And then when you sum all these together, it will give us 3,000. You take note of that. Then the next thing you do is all the areas where we have arcs. Here we have an arc here, we have an arc here, we have an arc here, we have an arc here. So we have 3 arcs. We have 3 arcs. So for these arcs, you sum the values you have there together. So for here we have 1,200. Then here we have 3,000. Here we have 2,550. Then you take note of them. Then the next one door position you need is the entrance door, the main door into the building, which is here. Then that value there is 1,200. You put it down there. So you now sum up these values, which is the 750 times 4, which is for the bathrooms, which will give you what, 3,000, plus the 3,000 here of the arc, plus 2,550 here of the other arc there, and the 1,500 of the arc here, 1,200 I mean of the arc here. And when you sum all these values together, you divide the result you get by standard door width, which is 900. And when you do that, it will give you 12 doors. Now you add the 12 doors to the standard 5 doors we counted initially, and that will give us a total of 17 doors in this building. Then the next you'll consider is the number of windows we need, or the number of windows in this building. Firstly, we have to consider the main windows, which are 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now these are the standard windows we have here. And now when we talk about standard windows, the dimension of standard windows here is 1200 wide, 1200 high. That's the standard dimension for the window. And then we have 7, and then the next we consider the windows of the bathrooms. We have 1 here, we have 1 here, we have 1 here, we have 1 here. That gives us 4. Now, how many of the bathroom windows will make a standard window? You know, the dimension of the bathroom windows are 600 wide and 600 high. So with these dimensions, you need a summation of 4 of these windows to make one standard window. And so with this, we have 4 bathroom windows summing up to give us an additional 1 standard window. And with this, we are going to have a total of 8 windows in this building. So you go back to the app and enter total number of doors 17, total number of windows 8, and then the thickness of the block that you want to use to do your construction. That's the next parameter we need to enter here, which is the building block thickness. And say this building is going to be constructed with a block thickness of 150 mm. So with this, we have entered all those parameters concerning the building that we need. Now the next information we need is the mortar mix. Now mortar mix vary. It could be, when we say mortar mix, the mix ratio could be 1 to 8, could be 1 to 10, it could be 1 to 12. So the 1 there means 1 bag of cement. The 8 or 10 or 12 means the head pans, number of head pans of sand. Number of head pans of sand. So here we have 1 bag of cement to, let's assume, 10 head pans of sand. These are what we are going to need to mix together to form the mortar that we need to lay or set these blocks. So one thing I need to draw our attention to here is blocks are different from bricks. I hope we don't need detailed explanation to that. So I will explain as we progress. So when you enter this value, you hit done, and then you click on calculate values, and it will give you your result. Now you can see the total number of blocks that you need for that project, that plan we considered, is 2,886 blocks. Then the total volume of mortar needed to set or to lay these entire blocks is 11 millimeter cube. Then the number of bags of cement that we need to lay these blocks to set these blocks is 52 bags of cement. And then the total number of single tripper trucks load of sand needed. That's the here we are talking about single tripper trucks load of sand, and that you will need three single tripper trucks load of sand. These are the materials that you need to lay the blocks that has been determined here. And you can see that with the help of this app, you can determine everything you need to construct your building, the information you need to construct your building, from the foundation in terms of the blocks, from the foundation up to the roof level, or the number of blocks that you need, the entire bags of cement you need to lay the blocks, and the number of strips of sand you need for you to lay those blocks. And once you have this information, it makes your construction project easy. And that is what Agees Block Estimator has brought to your table to make your work easy, to make the construction of your building project easy. Thank you.